This is the outside studio. Beautiful day out here in Calgary. Thought I would just step outside. Time for another market update. People always ask, they want to know what's happening in the Calgary market. And the truth is, it's steady as she goes. There's still a lot going on in this market, albeit some will say, oh, it's a bit slower, prices are changing, all these things. Yes and no. We're going to get to that in just a second. All right, so let's get to it. Now, the latest Calgary Real Estate Board stats say, you know what? This is actually a blank paper. Who needs these? I'm going to go straight into some of the things that I think are happening in the market. In fact, what I've witnessed happening in this market lately. And I don't agree with everything that the latest report says, although I do agree with some of it. Also, this video is part of an exclusive collaboration with top real estate YouTubers from across North America. We're each breaking down what's really happening in our local markets, the stuff you won't hear on the evening news or read in some generic market report. And if you want the real inside scoop on what's going down in markets beyond your own backyard, make sure you check out all the videos linked below. With this beautiful weather, we're almost into summer, just a few weeks left to spring. It's time to talk about the latest market stats here in Calgary and surrounding area. Did you know, and I asked ChatGPT recently, that Calgary Metro is now 1.7 million people? I was thinking it was still around the 1.6 mark. So we're the fourth largest city in Canada. We're bigger than a lot of other centers. So that was just an interesting tidbit of information I found out this week. Good old ChatGPT. You might say to yourself, Jeff, you're a little daft for straying off the path. I want just the numbers. Well, there's a link down here. You can also go into the Krebs Stats site on their website. You can take a deep dive in there, peruse it for yourself. Right here, I'm going to get a bit more general, a little bit more, we'll call it localized, in the sense that I'm going to talk about Calgary and surrounding area primarily. So one of the things right off the hop that comes up is the fact that multifamily, we're talking apartment condos and things like that, those types of properties have seen a decline in sales and a lowering in prices. Well, for us and our team, that hasn't necessarily been the case. I know for me in the last little while, I've had two separate condo properties go into multiple offers. One sold for just under list, one sold for over list, and it happened within a matter of days. So it's not everywhere. Now, to be fair, one condo was near 17th Avenue, a popular district here in Calgary. Another one was in a great suburb area in Bridlewood. And that one, all of the utilities were covered in the condo fee, and it was a completely redone unit. So that made a difference to buyers as well. Another thing that's happened too lately is we wrote a backup offer on a luxury property here. Now that at the time was priced just under 1.2 million. Yes, that's luxury for here in Calgary still as well. And ultimately it was conditionally sold, and what happened was my client said, you know what, we love that property. We took a few extra days to think it over. Turns out someone beat us to the punch, but we just want to take a shot. Now, in my mind, we were at about a 5% shot of getting that. Not because we didn't come in with a strong offer, but because I just thought, well, you know, this is a great property, probably going to be a slam dunk for the people that bought it. Well, without word of a lie, I was driving in my car. I noticed a text come up on my phone, and I went into a parking lot and I looked down. And I swear I was thinking, you know what, here's the text that says, by the way, it already sold. And then I looked again, did a double take and said, congratulations, the first offer didn't go through. So the backup offer that we had written and was accepted took, essentially at that time, it took the place of anything else of the offer that didn't come together, and they got it. And so this is a property that had been on for about a week and a half, had interest, had an offer in place, and it's still sold as well in an inner city community. One thing I'll also point out, the Bank of Canada, as of this month, is keeping the prime rate at the same. So the interest rate is staying the same, they're not changing it. So for all of you people out there that are saying, okay, well, I'm just gonna wait, well, I'm still wondering, how long are you going to wait? What's the magic number that's gonna make you jump off the fence from buyer into your move-up property, first-time home buyer into your first property, maybe you're a third or fourth time buyer going into your luxury property? What's that going to mean to you? Because it looks like for the next while, we're not going to see any interest rate changes. Are there deals to be had with shopping around for the right rate and lender? Absolutely. Is it going to change too much? Well, it depends on a few things. One, if you're taking too long shopping that rate around, you may be missing out still on some of the deals that you could be having if the property sells before you're ready to make have an offer accepted on it. So you might save $100 or $200 a month. Yes, I know that's a lot of money, but at the same time, if over time that property suddenly sold for $50,000 or $60,000 higher than what you would have paid for it, maybe you lost it, and that's a good thing. But if $10,000 or $20,000 would have gotten it done over the term of your mortgage and over the lifetime of it, per month, it's not really that much different, and you could have gotten the home you wanted versus the one you just settled for. Absolutely, we're seeing some areas where there definitely is more inventory. It's taking longer to sell, i.e. more days on market, but the stuff that is priced, and I feel like I say this in every video, if it's priced right for the market, it's still going. Some of it is still going over list. Some of it is still going in multiple offers. Some of it's going in 1 or 2 days on market unconditionally. It just depends. I even had a situation with some clients where we thought about writing, and then taking that 1 day to think about it was the difference between the property actually selling after a week on market and going conditional versus we didn't even get a chance to offer. We'd now be in that sort of show it for backup position. And so inner city areas, I'm noticing, and everything that's priced from about, we'll call it 700,000 all the way up to 1.1 million. If it shows very well, is priced right for the market, it's not taking a long time to sell. Why is that? Well, one, because interest rates are staying put. They've lowered over the course of the year. Now there's a bit more stability. People can say, oh, well, there's still that school of thought, oh, I'll wait till they go lower. But now with these last two, we'll call them rate calls, it stayed the same. So that means that the Bank of Canada is staying put. People have a little bit more confidence in the sense they're like, well, I'm not going to miss out if I purchase now and it goes lower. And also we know that it's not going to probably go higher anytime soon. So there's a little bit more stability in that aspect of things. There are also buyers from out of province that are looking specifically in Alberta and Calgary primarily as well. Case in point, we just listed a townhouse property, a nice townhouse. We'll call it row townhouse property in an area called Hillhurst, and it sold within 2 days on the 3rd showing to people. Well, it's conditionally sold, but it sold to buyers from Vancouver. Go figure. So we still have out of province buyers looking for opportunities here because their dollar just goes that much further. On the other side of the equation, yes, there is more inventory that's come to market for sure. And depending on area, whether it's single family detached, whether it's row townhouse, whether it's condos and multifamily, there is more inventory than there was this time last year. However, there are still buyers that are actively out looking. The good thing is the buyers can seemingly take their time in certain areas and price points and opportunities more than they used to. It wasn't this, it's gone in 60 seconds with 17 offers and 100,000 over list. Still happening once in a while, but definitely not as much. As we trend into the slower summer months, typically in Calgary, that you should see that continue where we see a little bit more inventory or more inventory come to market. Maybe the buyer demand is a bit less, so you've got a bit more time. You're going to notice that the days on market is trending higher too. So anyone that's expecting their home to sell, in 2 weeks, if it's not priced right, if the market conditions are such that the buyers aren't there for it, they're going to say, look, I'm going to wait on this a little bit. I also have other places that I can check out in the same price point, in the same area. I'm not going to just jump at this opportunity at the price you have it. So you're seeing price adjustments, we'll call them price improvements, call them what you will, they're happening a lot more often. And then on the flip side too, with the properties, I've said this before as well, where you've got great staging, great presentation, great marketing, those are the properties that are still selling faster than the ones that just have iPhone photos and have no marketing whatsoever. Area dependent. There's some places that can kind of sell themselves, but I always say you're leaving money on the table too if you're not marketing it properly, because yeah, it can sell in 2 seconds, but did you sell it for 20, 30, 40, 50, 100,000 less than you actually could have gotten if you marketed it the right way? I'm McFadyen. I'm a realtor here in Calgary with the McCallum Group at Real Brokerage. And hey, if you haven't checked out my channel before, thank you for being here. Love having you. If you ever want to get into a conversation, there's a Calendly link below you can click on, book a separate call session. And let me just say thank you very much for being here as always. Those are my thoughts, not yours. Thanks so much for stopping by.